Good afternoon. On behalf of Commander, Information Warfare Training Command Monterey, I would like to welcome you to the Presidio of Monterey and today's change of command ceremony. I am Lieutenant Commander Christopher Ayala, your Master of Ceremonies. The change of command is a unique time-honored tradition set forth in regulations that officially and visibly signifies the crew to complete the transfer of authority at a command from one officer to another. Today, Captain Michael Salehi will relinquish command of Information Warfare Training Command Monterey to Commander Josie Moore. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Information Warfare Training Command Monterey, attention! Commander, United States Navy, arriving. Defense Language Institute, Foreign Language Center, arriving. Information Warfare Training Command Monterey, arriving.
How about face?
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our presiding officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Gary Hausman, Commandant, Defense Language Institute, Foreign Language Center. Colonel Hausman has served with distinction during multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan in support of operations OEF and OIF. His biography can be found in today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct honor to introduce Colonel Gary Hausman.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Captain Nick Andrews and the Navy Center for Information Warfare Training, I'm honored to preside over this Navy change of command. It is an honor which very few Army officers have the opportunity. I welcome our leaders, families, and friends, and most importantly, the sailors of the Information Warfare Training Command, Monterey, who may be watching from our dorms nearby, given the unique current COVID pandemic situation. The change of command ceremony is important. It's a custom that clearly articulates the changing of responsibility from one commander to another. Informally, today is a day that one individual, physically and mentally, feels the pressure and stress to part, and another individual feels it at its highest. Military command is an incredible responsibility. It's a memorable experience that will be remembered for the rest of one's life. Mike, enjoy the relief of knowing that you've completed command successfully. Josie, Don't worry, the stress of the unknown will be over in about a week when the long holiday weekend is complete and you get into your battle rhythm. According to Title 10 of the U.S. Code, all commanding officers in authority in the naval service are required to show in themselves a good example, to be vigilant in inspecting the conduct of all persons who are placed under their command, to guard against and suppress all dissolute and immoral practices, and to correct all persons who are guilty of them, and to take all necessary and proper measures to promote and safeguard the morale, the physical well-being, the physical well-being, and the general welfare of the officers and enlisted persons under their command or charge. Navy regulations go on to articulate that the responsibility of the commanding officer for his or her command is absolute and is commensurate with his or her responsibility. Today, Captain Mike Salehi is relinquishing command. I'm sure his memory of the past 2 years will be defined by actions to protect the force from the coronavirus and to continue the training mission unabated. Of course, this was a situation that Mike could not have predicted and led to many challenging decisions. As Title 10 directed, Mike had to provide the framework to promote and safeguard the morale and physical well-being of his sailors. At a time when morale and physical well-being are not always aligned, Mike needed to implement controls where his sailors have to be confined primarily here to the Presidio, which leads to restlessness. But it's for the good order and discipline of the unit. Captain Salehi tackled this challenge by increasing communication between himself and the students via virtual town halls. Today, Mike is leaving command without any known COVID cases amongst the ranks of the IWTC Monterey sailors. But a lack of COVID cases mean nothing if the unit fails to achieve its mission. IWTC's primary mission is to produce qualified Navy linguists who competently read, listen, and speak a target language, and who are disciplined and physically fit sailors. Even with the COVID situation, the Navy's graduation rates are noteworthy. Under Mike's leadership, over 600 sailors graduated from DLI, 175 sailors earned their Associates of Arts degree, and 52 sailors earned DLI academic and performance awards. DLI is not easy, and we have to accept some attrition, whether it's academic or an individual's inability to be a good sailor. But every sailor who does not graduate DLI is one less Navy linguist that is needed by the fleet. During Captain Salehi's tenure, Navy's course failures decreased by 11%, academic attrition was reduced by 41%, and IWTC sailor foreign language proficiencies were on average significantly above the DLI-wide average. To help the Navy tackle shortages in the linguist ranks, Captain Salehi and the IWTC are supporting a pilot to bring in future Navy linguists with high ASVAB scores, but who haven't taken the Defense Language Aptitude Battery before arriving to DLI. This pilot is being eyed by the Army, the Air Force, and the Marines, and a potential way forward to assist recruiters and eliminate steps a recruit must overcome before coming to DLI. IWTC has controls in place to ensure the success of these sailors, the success of these sailors, and to measure the pilot's efficacy. During Mike's tenure, he and Master Chief Stevens have done an amazing job to teach Navy culture to the new sailors. Their efforts standardized barracks to be more like a ship. Their efforts also led to this amazing Navy Yard, which we stand in today, highlighting Navy tradition. This yard also highlights one of our great cryptologic linguists who showed us heroism during her numerous deployments on the battlefield, and unfortunately when she tragically perished in the line of duty on 16 January 2019. Shannon Kent is truly a hero we should all aspire to emulate. Thanks to IWTC, every future cryptologic linguist will learn about her and let her memory define their own career. Captain Salehi is a successful cryptologic officer. He served and supported the fleet and also the National Security Agency. As a former graduate of DLI's Persian Farsi School, he knows what the sailors must overcome to graduate and also be successful in the field. He brought his knowledge of leading at the National Security Agency and applied it to the sailors here. He pushed to complete security clearance screening early here at the Presidio. He created an opportunity for DLI sailor students to receive classified briefings here in Monterey. These briefings give the students a glimpse behind the green door to see classified work that cryptologic linguists do every day. Our intel forces do incredible work shrouded in security, but these classified briefings motivate the sailors and help them understand why they should not be satisfied with the DLI graduation standard, but should pursue language greatness. During Captain Salehi's tenure here at the IWTC, the Navy decided to return a cryptologic linguist training model, which added more work to Mike's plate. Previously, the Navy would send sailors from DLI to Goodfellow Air Force Base to take their newly developed language skills and add cryptologic skills. But a number of years ago, the Navy wanted to better capitalize on the limited time of our first-term sailors and decided to send these sailors from DLI straight to their first unit of assignment. It became incumbent on the first units of assignment to train these newly arriving linguists. This year, the Navy is returning sailors to Goodfellow Air Force Base for cryptology skills training, and this new unit now falls under IWTC Monterey. Mike's team has coordinated with Goodfellow Air Force Base, the units there, and paved the way for this new training pipeline. Last, I want to personally thank Mike and Gina for being amazing teammates. As a military team, they have cared for sailors and sailor families. They've invested in the institute that we call DLI. They recognize that we can work better if we work together, and they took on some tasks as part of the DLI team, even when they knew it was more of a sign of goodwill rather than merely helping the Navy team. Mike, I will always remember the IWTC Monterey ball in 2018. You boldly stood on the dance floor while the IWTC drill team flung their rifles back and forth within inches of your face. You had complete trust in your team, and they didn't let you down. If I recall, Gina was sitting next to me, and she was equally as amazed as I was, but she was also potentially questioning your common sense. At the completion of the drill routine, you returned to your seat triumphant, and your organization swelled with pride. Mike and Gina should be very proud of your accomplishments, and I wish you only the best as you depart for another tour in Hawaii. Fair winds and following seas. IWTC, rest assured you're in good hands. Your Master Chief will not let you down. For the next 30 days, as I come to find out, he has the responsibility to take on a new commander. He will coach and mentor. He will advise. And on a few occasions, he may shut the door and have a private conversation with the new commander and hopefully not lose his temper. Today, we now have a new IWTC Monterey commander, Commander Josie Moore. She's not new to challenges. She knows the trade. She didn't join the Navy yesterday. She's ready for this and will do great. A unit benefits by a fresh set of eyes. Josie has some similar and also different experiences from Captain Salehi. This will bring new life into the organization. It will identify areas that haven't gotten love and put some emphasis there. She will challenge the staff to think in ways they haven't considered. She will push the organization better than it ever has, and the organization will also push her to be a better leader. Commander Moore has served as a surface warfare officer aboard a DDG. She's been a staff officer for an expeditionary staff group. She's a cryptologic officer who has served at NSA locations around the world, coordinating SIG and support for special operations forces and in support of information operations. She's an information warfare officer who served at OPNAV and other senior staffs. Most importantly, she's a Navy leader. Per Title 10 of the U.S. Code, she is voluntarily assuming the responsibility to implement authority to maintain good order and discipline of the unit, and to promote and safeguard the morale, the physical well-being, and the general welfare of the officers and enlisted persons under her command. Josie, to you and your family, thank you for your service. For the family that's traveled in, thank you for coming today. I also know your husband's very proud of you today. I look forward to working with you, and the IWTC is in good hands. Thank you all for the opportunity to preside over this ceremony. I wish you all only the best, and to please stay safe.
Thank you, Colonel Hausman. Captain Salehi will now accept an award on behalf of his team. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Information Warfare Training Command Monterey, attention to award. From Commander, Naval Education and Training Command, the President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal, Gold Star, in lieu of third award to Captain Michael S. Salehi, United States Navy, for services set forth in the following citation. For outstanding meritorious service as Commanding Officer, Information Warfare Training Command Monterey, California, from April 2018 until July 2020. Captain Salehi's inspirational leadership was decisive in leading 1,300 sailors, officers, and civilians through one of the Navy's most challenging accession language schools. Displaying exceptional vision and relentless pursuit of excellence, he codified a language strategy and academic review board process that targeted current cryptologic technician interpretive community trends, ensuing shortfalls. His efforts led to the graduation of 600 sailors, a decrease in attrition by 41%, a 23% increase in advanced defense language proficiency test scores, and 175 sailors earning Associate of Arts degree from the Defense Language Institute. Additionally, Captain Salehi led a dedication ceremony that honored the legacy of a fallen shipmate with the cryptologic technician interpretive community. This enduring effort consolidated the command and barrack spaces around a new training stage and memorial, providing a venue for sailors to best understand their heritage and critical operation roles that they will assume upon graduation. Captain Salehi's exceptional professional ability, personal initiative, and loyal devotion to duty reflected great credit upon himself, and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. For the President, K.J. Kozad, Rear Admiral, United States Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I would like to now introduce Captain Michael Salehi, Information Warfare Training Command, Monterey.
Thank you, everybody. I'll start here. I hope I won't get too long-winded, but there's definitely some things I do want to go through here, and it is a beautiful day. XO, you missed the winds. Told me they weren't going to be here. XO's a meat talk officer, so he was just slightly off, but he's still learning. Just to dry my tears. Colonel Hausman, PCO, distinguished guests and family. It's a sure small pill to follow, I should say, to conduct this ceremony away from the crew. But I'm really grateful that I have this opportunity to address everyone, even if it is through a recording. I want to first thank Senior Chief Jennings that ended up getting and taking care of this ceremony, putting it together under extraordinary circumstances, to include all the other sailors and civilians, some here in the audience, but some that are back that'll be watching this. So I want to go ahead and give him a round of applause for all his efforts and the team's efforts. Thank you, Senior Chief. Well, I can't believe the time has come. It's been an incredible tour. So I started my command tour out on Soldier Field, but wanted to conclude my time on board at a place that is very special to me and highlights an incredible accomplishment for the command. The Senior Chief Kent Navy Yard Memorial will always be meaningful to me. It represents the best of the cryptologic linguist community and highlights the unselfish sacrifices that we all make to protect our great nation. I'm honored here today, at this very moment, at this special place, to solidify a hallmark in my career. But today is really not about me, as much as it is about the people who supported me and dedicated their time to ensuring greatness. Therefore, the majority of my remarks will be about those that have ensured a successful command tour and really what I've learned from them. So first off, I want to thank Colonel Gary Hausman for presiding and offering those very kind words. For an Army guy, you really aren't too shabby, Gary, and I've worked a lot with Army folks back in my past, so Gary's definitely up there in the top 1%. But I can't thank you enough for all your leadership and support during the past 2 years. I came here thinking that I wouldn't have much say in the schoolhouse or really any influence, but you put that misnomer to bed pretty quickly. Your inclusiveness, dedication, and exceptional communication with me has been instrumental to the success that the command has had. CSM Donahue and Colonel Hausman have consistently solicited service commander input leading up to major changes and events at DLI. I valued that and your willingness to seek our thoughts and opinions. DLI is certainly lucky to have Gary at the helm. It's also been an honor to work with your staff and dedicated UGE faculty that is tireless in their pursuit of developing our future linguist warriors. The schoolhouses do some heavy lifting every day, oftentimes unbeknownst to students, and are the backbone of DLI's success through the decades. I owe them a huge amount of gratitude for the success that our students have had here. And thank you to Colonel Hausman's wife, Michelle, for her engagement with us, and especially with my wife, Gina. Gary and Michelle make an incredible team, and it's not lost on us at how hard they work to make Palm a better place for all service members and their dependents. Thank you very much. To my boss in Pensacola, Captain Andrews, who can't be here due to the travel restrictions, sir, your support and trust in me to lead this great command through often challenging times, uncharted waters, has been amazing. Captain Andrews' approach and admiration for this command has always been evident. He always understood the bigger picture of what we were trying to accomplish, to include significantly enhancing this yard, the heritage, the sense of connectedness that we have with our cryptologic roots, and overall the camaraderie. From supporting this memorial and this training stage, our mission, to listening to me, often just venting and offering sage advice, was a blessing. Most importantly, he trusted me to lead. I couldn't have asked for a better boss who understood the challenges and the nuanced differences to that of his other commands. In the end, I just wanted CWIT to look at us as the easy button that was always reliable, dependable, and always ready to execute the mission to a greater standard. I hope we were that and represented the domain well. I truly appreciate the support that you, CMC Vargas, XO Brennan, E.D. Hagee, and the rest of your staff has given me during the past 2 years. Thank you. To Colonel Ford, who's the Garrison commander, unfortunately can't be here as well. I could never do his job. He has the patience of Job. I've never met a commander who would always literally take his shirt off his back for anyone and always drove to a yes decision. From personally sanitizing commissary carts to looking under service members' toilets for moral issues, his dedication was unwavering. Thank you so much for everything you have done for this command, sir. He's also the fastest email response in the West. I don't think that man ever sleeps or takes a break. But what he and CSM Launders and the Garrison team have done for us and continue to do for the Presidio is absolutely amazing. Thanks for your flexibility, responsiveness, and leadership. The Army and Garrison is truly lucky to have such an amazing command team who is incredibly supportive, engaged, and always here to improve the quality of life of our sailors. Fair winds and falling seas to you as well, sir, on a successful tour and a well-deserved retirement. And also to my fellow service commanders, the ones that are still here and the ones that have still departed. Thanks for your support and being team players. It was truly a pleasure hearing your feedback and offering solutions to those often interesting challenges that we shared. I valued our relationship and everyone's team player attitude, and I wish you continued success. I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge several mentors of mine, both former enlisted Navy linguists and officers, who offered me advice and words of wisdom through the years. Captain James Atkinson, who was there on the phone with me during some really challenging times, offering me sage advice on some tough problems. To Captain Retired Mike Lambert, thanks, sir, for all those personal handwritten notes you wrote me, inspired me. Those notes were powerful and quickly made me realize that command should never be a lonely place. To my crew, the staff, both here and at the learning sites in the detachment, you all should be very incredibly proud of the work that you have accomplished. This command has not moved mountains, not by happenstance, but because of your hard work and dedication to ensuring our students graduate and make it to the mission. From our youngest petty officers, our NMTIs, our mess, our wardroom, our chaplains, Chap Edwards and Gornall, the civilians, the department heads, Mr. Rick Berger. Through this triad, you guys make it happen daily. As a student, when I was a student here back in the day, I often took for granted what had happened behind the scenes. But having been here, the CO, for the past 2 years, I'm amazed at how professional, efficient, and effective you are, considering the small size of our staff. Thank you for your dedicated service and hard work in supporting my vision for the command. To the students, I know this past few months have been not easy under the restrictions, especially as you go through one of the most demanding courses of instruction that we have in the Navy. While you might not have always understood the certain actions at this command, please realize that every decision was made and done with the intent of protecting you, assuring your safety, and ensuring that you are the best possible warrior sailor linguist that our fleet deserves to have. I have truly valued our direct communication through fireside chats, all calls, CO suggestion boxes, impromptu meetings, and our Call of Duty events that we started recently, which gave me an opportunity to whip up on some of you, but also to whip it back on this old man. I've learned a lot from you through these engagement forums, to see how resilient, how tough you are. Your perseverance, your perpetual optimism and humor continues to amaze me and humble me every single day. So continue to be vocal and don't suffer in silence. And like I've said before, continue to learn to take a punch, because they will keep coming, just in different times in your career, and get back into the fight. Remember, the only punch that will keep you down is the one that you let defeat you. Keep pushing through the adversity, never quit, and always keep your eye at the end state, getting on mission and advancing our national security interests around the globe. To my triad, the most sacred relationship the CO can have. The decisions were ultimately mine, but your advisement, judgment, and execution of my vision was a critical catalyst behind the success of this command. To the XO, also known as the COVID Action Officer, you've been here only a short time, but she seems like you've been here much longer. We put you through the grinder from day one. Even if it's been short, I've enjoyed your new perspectives that have already significantly improved the state of this command. I have no doubt that you will continue to excel and assist Commander Moore tremendously as she assumes command. You are destined to take command one day. I look forward to receiving the invitation to your change of command in the future. Thanks a lot. Master Chief, this is going to be tough. So bear with me, everybody. Thanks for your leadership, your sound advice, your perpetual wittiness that just never ended, did it? But they kept things real around here. Most of you don't know this, but some of you do. But Master Chief Stevens is a resident advisor and lives here right in the barracks. I think as a CO, you hit the jackpot when you find out that your senior investigator lives right here in the same spaces with the sailors, day and night, living and breathing our successes and our challenges. Our sailors' admiration and respect for you was always evident. I see it. I'm going to miss the chats. I'm going to miss the thoughts. And those times when you came in to check up on me, when I really needed it, especially when the burden of command often weighed heavily on me. You were able there to alleviate and simplify some very agonizing discussions and decisions that I had to make when oftentimes I was conflicted. I'm never going to forget you. That awesome token Master Chief mustache that might have ever slightly been out of regulation. And most importantly, your tireless efforts in ensuring that our sailors are held to the highest possible standards and taken care of. I hope to always stay in touch with you and wish you and Jennifer the best as you get to finally reunite with your family. Thanks so much for your leadership and your personal friendship with me. Thank you. Last but certainly not least is my amazing family. Charlie and Nadine, my mother and father-in-law who couldn't be here today. I couldn't be here today without all the support and love that you have given Gina and I and through the boys through the years. We're looking forward to your visits in Hawaii. To my mom, who's also going to see this in a recording, I feel yours and Dad's presence and support and the powerful invisible hand that continues to guide me through my career. Thank you for making me the man I am today and the continued love that you give all of us. And finally, but not least, Gina and the boys. Michael and Christian, thanks for all the sacrifices that you continue to make, even though you don't realize you're making them. I've never walked a day in your shoes, and I'm not going to even pretend knowing what you guys are going through. I appreciate, however, all your sacrifices that you're making and have continued to make through my naval career. A major motivator for me through command was just spending time with you and enjoying and seeing you grow into incredible and successful boys who are passionate about learning, studying music, athletics, and in the Naval Sea Cadets. Finally, to my wife, Gina. I know I could have done better. I could not turn off my brain at home. It was very difficult. Thanks for putting up with me and being my home XO. Your love, your wise counsel, your support, and your strength is absolutely one of the biggest contributors to my success here. I promise to try harder and avoid going to captain's mast in the future with you. I had some really brutal DRBs and XOIs that I went through my time here, but I've learned a lot from you. Thanks for recalibrating me when I needed it most, shouldering the burden of command, and getting me here today. I love you. Crew, I leave you in more than capable hands. Commander Moore has a distinguished career and is coming from a command that has been on the cutting edge of operations and support of joint and naval forces. I welcome Commander Moore, your husband Ian, and your parents, Senior Chief Retired TK Moore and Gilda, into our team and wish you the best as you assume command of the best information warfare training command in the Navy. You are truly inheriting a top-performing team that is dedicated to mission accomplishment, sailor and linguist development, and success. They will not steer you into uncharted waters. They will always keep the wind in your sails in a continued course of success. Take care of them, and they will certainly take care of you. In closing, crew, I continue to be humbled and grateful for this exceptional opportunity. I will never forget you in this place. However, it is time for me to go and get back to operations in the Pacific. But these great memories, the crew, the mission, the people will live with me forever. Thank you all, and may this command continue to be blessed as it continues its journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Captain Salehi. The men and women of Information Warfare Training Command Monterey are proud of you, and we are proud to have served with you. As you depart, we wish you and your family the traditional fair winds and following seas. Gina, you have been a special part of our mission, and we appreciate your support and your love. Please accept this lei as a small token of our appreciation from the crew here at Information Warfare Training Command, Monterey. Captain Salehi will now read his orders. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Information Warfare Training Command, attention to orders.
From Commander Naval Personnel Command to Captain Michael S. Salehi, change duty orders 3099. When directed by a reporting senior detached in July 2020 from Information Warfare Training Command, Monterey, California, and report to Indo-PACOM Joint Intelligence Operations Center, Hawaii. Signed, J.W. Hughes, Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy, Commander, Navy Personnel Command. Commander Moore, I am ready to be relieved.
Commander Moore will now read her orders.
I shall now read my orders. From Commander Naval Personnel Command to Commander Josie L. Moore, change duty order 0270. Report to Commanding Officer, Information Warfare Training Command, Monterey, for duty. I relieve you, sir.
I stand relieved. Sir, I've been properly relieved as Commanding Officer by Commander Moore.
Very well.
Sir, I have properly relieved Captain Salehi and assume all duties and responsibilities as IWTC Monterey Commanding Officer.
Very well.
I would like to invite Commander Moore's parents Aviation Electronics Technician Senior Chief Retired, T.K. Moore, and Mother Gilda to come forward and affix the command pin to Commander Josie Moore. The Command Ashore insignia is a gold wreath trident centered on a laurel wreath. The insignia clearly identifies the officer in command and symbolizes the authority, responsibility, and accountability inherent in the role of the commanding officer. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the commanding officer of Information Warfare Training Command Monterey, Commander Josie Moore.
Thanks, XO. First of all, I would really like to thank my mom and dad. I've spent 15 years plus being away from California, which is where I was born, well, not born, but grew up. So it was really nice to be able to come back here and be able to spend the next 2 years with you guys. I know it wasn't easy raising me, but you did it on an E6's salary for most of my youth, and Timmy and I didn't really appreciate it until we got much older, but I want you to know that I appreciate it. And you can look at me and know that you contributed so much to where I got to today. Thank you. I want to thank my active duty husband, Ian. He's watching virtually from Norfolk, or will when this recording gets posted. We'll do our best to prevent this being a second GEO batch tour, Nyack, Georgia being our first. But I sincerely wouldn't be able to do this without you, and I'm absolutely going to need you in my corner, so hopefully luck is on our side and we can get you to Monterey. I love you, honey. I need to thank my friends and many mentors I've had in my career. I sincerely believe that I wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for your encouragement when I needed it, and your harsh words when I definitely needed it. So all of you, thank you. You're too numerous to name. I appreciate you. Colonel Hausman, wanted to echo his words. He's an Army guy participating in a Navy ceremony. It's pretty awesome, so he deserves a BZ. Very stellar performance, sir. Appreciate it. Captain Kennedy and Gina, you guys are awesome. You're leaving Ian and I with a command that's truly running well. I can't say enough about your leadership, your integrity, and your sincere care for the sailors here. I know I speak for many in saying that your legacy is appreciated, and we'll do our best to continue that. To the staff, you're a very talented group of people, I can tell, and that's really my good fortune. I'm excited to work with each and every one of you. I expect us to challenge each other, and the one commitment I ask of you is that we have fun along the way. To the students, we are living in a difficult time. That's an understatement, I know, and I trust each of you to do the right thing and hold each other to the naval standard. As with all things, this too will pass and we'll be stronger for it. You're some of the brightest, most engaging sailors the Navy has to offer, and that the nation called to duty. Naval service is going to be one of the most rewarding and challenging experiences you'll ever have in your lifetime. I hope you're excited. When times get tough, and they always do, remember that you're tougher. Less than 1% of our nation answers the call to duty, and you're here. That was the first step. You know your primary mission here is to excel in your studies, but you must also learn to be a Navy sailor and a leader in your own right. My job is to clear the path to get there for you, but it always starts with you. And the leaders up here on the stage have mentioned Senior Chief Kent. This platform was built in her honor. You know her storied history, and I want you to know that if you do the work and you trust yourselves, you too can get there and achieve greater heights. I'm excited to be there with you along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander Moore. Ian, TK, and Gilda, the men and women of Information Warfare Training Command, would like to welcome you into our family. Please accept these flowers, Gilda, on behalf of the crew of Information Warfare Training Command Monterey. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the departure of the official party. Information Warfare Training Command Monterey. Attention! Information Warfare Training Command Monterey departing. Defense Language Institute, Foreign Language Center, departing. Captain, United States Navy, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you very much for taking part in this time-honored tradition. You are all invited to welcome the Moore family behind us and also say farewell to the Salehi. Have a fine Navy day.